Hello, my friends. Kurt Berglund's Baseball World back with you, and thank you for joining me. Yesterday on my channel, I did an introduction to Phil Graham's version of Superstar Baseball and got a lot of requests for a demo, a full game demo, and so I'm going to go through everything with you today on Superstar Baseball, give you a look at it. I'm going to repeat that all the links, again, are in the description for this video. If you want to check out where to find these cards, the game is free, the cards are free. It's just going to cost you the price of your ink and your paper. There are dice available on eBay that you can purchase, or you can use a Sharpie and renumber the dice as you need to for this game. I'll put the link for the eBay dice supplier as well in the description for this video. So you'll have everything that you need. Plus I'm going to go through what the game plays like and what you can expect. I'm having a great time going through the cards. I said yesterday that I thought there were around 2,000 cards available in this PDF. I'm low on that estimate. I think it's upwards of 2,500 cards that you can print and use. There are 27 original players in each team's franchise. This is a franchise all-star set, basically. There's 27 in the initial set. Then, apparently, Phil went back and added a whole lot of other players. He's got some unlisted players. He's calling them an unlisted group. There's about 170, 180 of those. The unlisted players are players that weren't necessarily starters, but have names that you would recognize, many of them. There are 108 19th century players. There are 27 Federal League players. There's 117 still active players. There are unlisted pitchers, which are another 300 of those. And then on top of the 27 players times the 30 franchises, he went ahead and made 1,300 more position players and 600 more pitchers. So we're now, I think we're over, I got to take my socks and shoes off, but I think we're over 2,500 players available to you. Every player you can pretty much think of is in this set and printable for you. So I've been having fun putting together 30-man rosters for these clubs, and I'm nowhere near done, but I'm having a great time doing that. And so what we're going to do today is I want to show you how I'm setting up my scorecard. I'll show you how the charts work, and then we'll roll a game. So with no further ado, the teams that I chose for today's game are the Cardinals and the Cubs. Again, these are franchise all-star teams. I just grabbed some players for lineups because it really doesn't matter. I'm just going to demonstrate the game. If you're interested in me doing this regularly with Superstar Baseball, leave me a note in the comments. If you think this game is entertaining enough for you to watch on a regular basis, you'd like to see more of it, let me know in the comments. That would be great. If you have questions about things that I haven't covered or haven't covered adequately, please ask those in the comments, and I'll be sure to get to those as well. All right, so we're going to do a quick run through of the charts and then get into the game. Here we go. I'll show you each page of the charts. This is a starter and relief rest chart that you can use. This sort of an optional thing. It's broken out by era, so it's kind of cool that way. And a relief chart. There is a rainout option for the game. And unlike the original version of the game, none of these things existed in the original version of the game. there's also a new chart here that is for hit and run. Now, the hit and run did not exist in the original version of the game either, but I thought it was sort of interesting. So that's the first chart. This is what the stolen base chart looks like. Now, the stolen bases vary by which base you're trying to steal. There is a stolen base rating on each player's card. I'm going to give you an example of that here. It's Lou Brock. This is the stolen base and base running rating. So he's a 5. This is your column you'd look at. But that gets adjusted. Here's a catcher. Notice there's a +8 rating for Jody Davis. That has nothing to do with throwing. But the letter here, the I, does. If you have a catcher with an I, and he's up against the base runner Lou Brock here, for example, you subtract 1. So Brock goes from a 5 down to a 4. So instead of looking at the 5 column for the steal of second, if he's trying to steal on Jody Davis, he goes down to a 4. All right, so this is, and then there's a legend down here for you to see what the chart means. You roll your 3 dice and you get a number, and then you look across and that tells you what happened. So that's the stolen base chart. This is the pitcher chart symbols and batter chart symbols page. It also gives you ground out, force out results, and double play results, what happens to the runners and so on. So we'll come back to this, but basically everything is self-explanatory on the pitcher's card. On the batter's card, it's not. There are a few batter outcomes that are a little bit different. If you get a result like this, Brock against a right-hander gets a roll of a 26. He gets an MS, and you say, well, what's an MS? An MS is the batter's out. The runner on third scores on a sac fly. If it's not the third out, other runners may attempt to advance on manager's decision. We'll look at manager's decision in just a minute. SF is what you would think it would be. It's a sac fly. Tells you that right here. Then there's FM. Out. Runner on third may try to score via manager's decision. And FM looks like a roll of 25 on Brock's card versus the right-handed pitcher. Over here, 1A is a single runner's advance 2 bases. That's what that looks like on Brock's card. 1A is a base hit with a 2-base advance for the base runners. 1D, single, runners on second and third score. Runner on first can try for third via manager's decision. A 1D example would be right there. And last but not least, 1M, single, base runners advance 1 base and may attempt 1 more via manager's decision. A 1M is right there on Brock's card. Errors show up on the batter card. So if Brock reaches on an error, everybody advances a base and Brock is safe at first. That's generic. That's for all players. Batter to first and runners advance 1 base. All right, so those are the mystery symbols, I guess you'd say. All right, then these are just the instructions. And last but not least, this is sort of a collection of charts. We have an X chart. We're going to use the optional X chart here. We have the current X chart. We have the optional X chart. And then bunt squeeze manager decision chart. So here we have the base runner's speed coming back into play. So Brock is a 5. That's not adjusted when you're trying to take an extra base. He gets the straight number. Doesn't matter what the catcher or anybody else's arm is. There aren't arms otherwise. And then there's a legend down here, and we'll look at that when we get to that. All right, so let's look at the batting order and how I set up my scorecard. I've got the Cardinals at the Cubs. I've got the players positioned to the right of their name, and then I've got their defensive rating to the left of their name. So Brock is in left, 7 is his number for left field, and he is a defense 2. So I put that in this column here. He's the leadoff batter. Rogers Hornsby bats second. He plays second base. There's a 4 there. His defensive rating is a 4. I think you kind of get what I did. Stan Musial is in right field. He gets the 9 there because that's the defensive number for right field. And he's a +6. Next is Albert Pujols. He'll bat cleanup. He gets a 3 here because he's playing first. He's a 9 defender, so I put that there. Batting 5th is Matt Carpenter. He's at third base, so that's a 0. When there's not a rating, you just get a 0. I put the 5 there because he's playing third. Ted Simmons is the DH. I'm using a DH. He'll bat 6, so his defense doesn't matter. Jim Edmonds bats 7th. He's in center field. He gets a 15 in that column. Batting 8th is Yadier Molina. Notice that he's got the I for his throwing arm as well. He's got a 2 here on the scorecard, plus a 14 because that's his defense. And then last but not least, it's Ozzy Smith batting 9th. He's playing shortstop, so he's got a 6 there. Trust me, it's a 6. And then a 17. But that's not everybody, because the pitcher's defense matters as well. The pitcher in today's game is going to be Chris Carpenter, at least the starter is. His defense is a +0. Now we're ready to add up. So if we add up all these numbers, we get a 67. Why is that important? Well, what that tells us is what the automatic outs are. So 67 falls in the range of 66 to 70 on our defense total. If it falls in the range of 66 to 70, we got a 12, a 14, and a 15 for automatic outs. So I'm going to put those here to remind me those are the automatic outs. So when we roll these on Carpenter's card, today I'm going to put AO, so you see automatic out. However, when I play Superstar Baseball, I think of these as pop-outs, line-outs. The base runners don't advance. Foul-outs, things like that. And I have a way to randomize what these are. But in today's game, I'm going to mark everything automatic outs. G for ground out, F for fly out, SO for strikeout, BB for... I'm going to do it exactly what you see on the card, so you can see my score sheet and see how it kind of unfolds. I might not do that ordinarily, but I want to show you how the game works today. All right, going through the Cub lineup more quickly. Leading off at second base will be Ryan Sandberg. So he's got a 4 and a 14. His defense is a 14. Batting second at first base is Bill Buckner. 3 for first base and a 5 for his defense. Ernie Banks will play short and bat third. Billy Williams bats fourth and plays left field. Sammy Sosa is going to play center field today. And I did this on purpose. He is in center field, and notice his defense is a -1. You can be minus in this game. And I'm going to give you another example of that right now. Leon Durham will bat 6. He's going to play right field, and he's going to be a -3. So between Sosa and Durham, they lose 4 defense points. Ron Santo will bat 7th and play 3rd. He's an 11. Kyle Schwarber is going to bat 8th. He's going to be the DH. And Jody Davis will bat 9th and do the catching, and there's his arm rating. All of that gets us a 50. Now we got to check our pitcher. Well, the pitcher for the Cubs today will be, the starter will be Rick Sutcliffe. He's a 0, just like Carpenter is. All right, so our grand total on Cubs defensive points is 50. So we come back to our defense chart here. We have a 47 to 50, so that means our automatic outs are 11, 12, and 13 right now. Now that can change as substitutions happen, but for right now, those are the automatic outs. And we are ready to start the game. Now, I want to say one other thing about the automatic outs. The D here on Sutcliffe's card, and Carpenter has one as well. I'll show it to you here. They both have Ds. These are all the possible automatic outs. Now, there's not a way to get all of these for automatic outs. There isn't a way to do it. You can't have a high enough defense. But this flags you. When you roll, it flags you to pay attention and see if the automatic outs are applying. All right, so we're ready to go. Sutcliffe is finishing his warm-up tosses in Wrigley Field, and Lou Brock is stepping in the batter's box. This is Superstar Baseball. I'm going to get out my dice and show you how to read those in case you don't know. These are the dice that I bought off the link on eBay. And I'm going to put this underneath, give a little bit more cushion. There we go. All right. So the black dice are tens digit. You add the white and the yellow dice together, and those are the ones digit. So here we go. We start with the pitcher's card, Sutcliffe. And it's a 33. 33, hey, struck him out. No check of the batter's card happens in that event. And Brock is gone on strikes to start this game. Now it's Hornsby. 32, walked him. So Hornsby trots down to first. Stan Musial up now. 1 out, 1 on. The pitch to Stan the man is another walk. It's a 32. So Hornsby goes to second. Sutcliffe a little bit wild. Maybe he's amped up. Albert Pujols at the plate. Sutcliffe the stretch. And the delivery to Albert. That's a 15. All right, now we check. This tells us to look for an automatic out. It's our defense check. 11, 12, and 13 are the automatic outs for the Cubs. So it's not going to be an automatic out. So what do? Well, we treat it like an open box on Sutcliffe's card, which means that we're going to roll for the first time on the batter card. All right, 33. Pujols to left and deep. This is going to drive Billy Williams to the wall, and it's in the basket. Albert Pujols with a 3-run job in the first inning, 3-0 Cardinals. 33 HR result, and it's gone. Notice there are splits, and I'm paying attention to those. All right, Carpenter up. 1 out, 3 in, nobody on. The pitch from Sutcliffe is a 34. That's an open result. So Carpenter swings, and it's a 36. Ground out plus, G plus. All right, so ordinarily, if there was a base runner on and a G plus is rolled, the base runner advances, the batter's out at first, nobody's on, so it's just 2 outs. And now Simmons. 21 on Sutcliffe is an open result. Simmons is going to swing, and that's a 25 SF. That's out number 3. Would have scored the runner from third if there were less than 2 outs and a runner on third, but there aren't any. And that's it. First inning done. We put a 3 in the Cardinal box for inning number 1, and that's it. Go to the bottom of the first, 3-0 St. Louis. All right, so Carpenter is out. We'll put his card there, and we'll put the Cubs down here. Carpenter winds and delivers to Ryan Sandberg. That's an open result. Sandberg swings. And it's a 33. Against a right-hander, that's a strikeout. And there's 1 gone in the bottom of the first. Bill Buckner up now. Carpenter winds and delivers to him. It's a 22. Hey, struck him out. 2 gone in the bottom of the first. And now Banks. Mr. Cub. Pitch from Carpenter. It's a 35. That's an open result. So we're going to roll on Banks' card. And it's a 21. Base hit. Now it's a 1+. We're going to look at what that means. We come back here to our chart for batters. A 1+ means it's a single. Runners on second and third score. Well, there aren't any. So Banks just stops at first. And with 2 outs, he's on for Billy Williams. Sweet swinging Billy Williams. Okay, Carpenter the stretch, and the delivery home to Billy is a 34. That's an open result. Pitch to the swing by Billy Williams is going to be a base hit against the right-hander Carpenter. Now runners on second and third score. Runner on first goes to second, so there's 2 on now for the Cubs. And here comes Sammy Sosa with a chance to tie the game. Carpenter. First inning trouble, maybe. The stretch and the delivery is a 16. Just misses checking, would have just missed the automatic out, and just missed a ground out. It's an open result. So Sosa swings, and it's a 36. Hey, struck him out. Carpenter gets out of the jam by striking out Sammy. The Cubs get nothing in the first, leave 2. We go to the second, Cardinals 3, Cubs nothing. All right, so inning number 2. Sutcliffe back out for more frivolity. It's the bottom third of the Cardinal order. Edmonds, Molina, and Ozzy Smith. Sutcliffe winds and delivers. This is a 32. He walked him. That 32 is becoming problematic. I'm going to start some action in the bullpen. I think we'll go Kerry Wood. Kerry Wood will start to throw in the Cubs bullpen. Edmonds on first. Nobody out. Molina comes to the plate now. On deck is Ozzy. Sutcliffe the stretch and the delivery. That's a 35. It's an open result. Molina. 31 is a G. Now a G is a ground out. But what happens? Well, our ground out force result chart, if it's a G, which it is, runner on first, which is Edmonds, force out at second, batter safe at first. So I'm going to put a G here with an FC, and I'm going to put a dot at first to show Molina's there now. Ozzy up. 1 out, 1 on for the Wizard. The pitch from Sutcliffe is a 32, and he walked him. It's going to bring up Brock with 2 on. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done that. It's Molina at second, Ozzy at first. And now it's Brock. Lou is 0 for 1. The pitch from Sutcliffe is an open result. And it's a 14. So 14 is a 1M. Now we talked about that before the game started, but let's look again. A 1M on a batter card is a single. Batters advance 1 and may attempt 1 more versus via manager's decision. Well, we're going to do that because it sounds like fun. All right, so I'm going to send Molina and try and score him. So how does this work? Well, we look at Molina's base running rating. It's a 0. And now we're going to look at the manager decision chart. The manager, well, wow. Okay, the manager decision chart is here. We look at the base runner's speed. We don't adjust it for anything. So a 0 is a 0. All of these are outs. So we're going to roll it and see what we get. Maybe he can sneak his way in there. The throw home to Jody Davis is a 34. And Molina's going to score. He's going to score. All right. But that's not all. Because on the manager decision chart, it's very faint. I don't know if you can see it, but there's an asterisk there. So we look at the manager's decision key. The runner is with an asterisk, a safe with an asterisk, runner safe, other runners advance 1 base on the throw. So not only did Molina score, he ran through the stop sign at third base, so he scores. Brock gets an RBI. Ozzy goes to third, and Brock goes to second on the throw. So disaster strikes for the Cubs. Second and third with 1 out now, and it's Hornsby at the plate. I'm taking Sutcliffe out just for fun. And it's time for Kerry Wood. Now I'm going to show you what his card looks like. Sutcliffe goes 1 1/3. And he allows 4 runs to this point, but he's got a couple more on base that he's responsible for. He allowed 2 hits, one of them a home run. He struck out 1 and walked 4. Didn't hit anybody. All right, so now Kerry Wood is in. Now, you got some options here. First thing is to notice Kerry Wood's defense doesn't change your defense total, so that's one thing. Notice that this is Kerry Wood's starting rating. This is his relief rating. Starting relief. Notice how that looks different from Sutcliffe's. Sutcliffe has no relief rating. Now in the past, I've just used starter relief ratings, but I'm not going to do that in this game. I'm sorry. I've used starter ratings when I've used them in start or relief if they don't have a relief rating. But I'm using Wood to show you what a relief card looks like when you have a pitcher with who had both starts and relief appearances. All right, so Wood is on. He's facing Hornsby. Ozzy's at third. Brock is at second. And there's 1 man out. 4-0 St. Louis. Hornsby walked and scored a run in the first on Pujols' home run. Wood, the stretch, and the delivery is a 38. All right, so now we go to the X chart. Notice on Wood's relief rating, we got an X here. So that tells us we have to look at the X chart. The X chart is here. We're going to use the optional X chart. This is what used to come with the game. We're going to re-roll. And we get a 25. A 25 is here. That's a WP. And that is a wild pitch. So Wood bounces one that Jody Davis can't corral. The Wizard is going to score. It's now 5-0 Cardinals, and Brock goes to third. Hornsby is still up. Now we come back to Wood's card. The next pitch is a 24. As a relief pitcher, that's an open result. If Wood was a starter, that would be a walk. So Hornsby's going to swing. 22 is a 1D. That's a base hit. That brings home Brock. It's 6-0. We don't have to use the D because that's only when, as we looked at before, a 1D means a single with runners on second and third score. Runner on first can try for third via the manager's decision. Well, there's nobody on first, so Hornsby drives in Brock. It's 6-0 Cardinals. Now it's Musial. Wood the stretch. The pitch to Stan the man is a 34. Now as a relief pitcher, that's an open result. If Wood was starting, it's a strikeout. Musial swings, it's a 37. That's an SF. What's an SF, Kurt? It's an out. Runner on third scores, if not the third out. Well, there's nobody on third. Hornsby's at first. So that's 2 outs. Notice we've had 2 SFs so far in the game. And Pujols comes to the plate with 2 outs, and Hornsby still at first. Wood the stretch, and the delivery is a 23. That's open for both. If Wood's a starter or a reliever. Albert swings, and it's a 21, and that's a base hit. It's just a 1, which means that everybody advances 1 base only, no chance for further advance, and Matt Carpenter comes to the plate. 2 outs, 2 on for Carpenter. The pitch is a 34. That's open as a relief pitcher. The pitch to Carpenter is a 34, and hey, struck him out. That ends the Cardinal second. They get 3 more on 3 hits and leave 2. So, after 1.5, it is 6-0 St. Louis. Cubs coming up, bottom of the second. It's Durham, Santo, and Schwarber. Carpenter out for inning number 2. He winds and delivers. That's a 33. That's an open result on his card. So Durham gets a whack. And it's a 22. That's an MS, which means a fly out with nobody on base. And there's 1 down. Santo up. Carpenter winds and delivers to Santo. That's an open result for Ronnie. 33, he draws a walk. So Santo trots down to first. 1 out, 1 on for Kyle Schwarber, our DH, batting 8th. Carpenter the stretch and the delivery. That's a 15. All right, so a 15. That's a D. So we look at our defense, and sure enough, 15 is an automatic out. Schwarber's retired. Santo holds, and now Jody Davis. Carpenter the stretch and the delivery, and that's a 14. Check our D. 14 is an automatic out, and that retires the Cubs in the second. Put a 0 there. After 2 complete, it's 6-0 Cubs. All right, inning number 3. Kerry Wood coming out for his first full inning of work. Simmons, Edmonds, Molina. In inning number 3. 6, 7, 8. Pitch to Ted is a 36. That's open. Simmons swings, and this is driven to the gap. Now a 2+ double, all runners score. Well, there's no base runners. 2+ double, all runners score. So Simmons gets a leadoff double. There's nobody to drive in. And now it's Edmonds. Kerry Wood. The stretch, pitch to Edmonds is a 14. So we're checking the D, but a 14 is not an automatic out. So we go back to Edmonds' card and roll again. 36, hey, struck him out. Number 2 for Wood. 1 gone in the Cardinal third. Molina coming up. Wood the stretch and the delivery. 32, hey, struck him out. 3 strikeouts for Wood. And Ozzy is up. He walked and scored last inning. The pitch from Wood is a 30. That's an open result. Ozzy swings, and it's a base hit, but it's just a 1-base advance. Stopping at third is Simmons. Cardinals at the corners now for Brock. Wood the stretch, and the delivery is a defense check. But a 10 is not an automatic out. So we're going to re-roll on Brock's card. And it's a 38. Brock flies out. Inning over. Cardinals don't score for the first time. Go to the bottom of the third. It's 6-0 St. Louis. Carpenter gets the top of the Cubs order now. Sandberg, Buckner, and Banks. Pitch from Carpenter is a 16. That's open. So Rhino swings. He's got a 34, and that's a ground out. Next is Buckner. 0 for 1 for Buck. The pitch from Carpenter is a 24. That's an open result. 22. That's in the gap. Gonna split Edmonds and Musial, and Buckner is gonna get himself a double. If it's a 2, runners advance 2 bases, there's nobody on, but I just want to show you what happens to the base runners if you get a straight 2 result. That's a double. So Buckner's in scoring position now for Banks. Carpenter the stretch, the pitch to Ernie, who's 1 for 1. That's an open result on Carpenter's card. So we're going to have Banks swing. It's a 33, and it's to center and deep. Driving Edmonds back. Warning track, wall, and gone. Cubs are on the board with a 2-run bomb by Ernie Banks. 6-2 now, Cardinals. And Billy Williams comes to the plate. Billy's 1 for 1. The pitch from Carpenter is a 25. Hey, struck him out. That's number 3 for Chris. And with 2 outs and nobody on, it'll be Sosa. Pitch to Sammy is a 26. Hey, struck him out. That ends the inning. Carpenter, mad at himself, humps up on the fastball. Cubs get 2-on-2 hits after 3 complete. It's 6-2 St. Louis. Wood coming out. We'll do one more inning of Kerry Wood, and then we'll move on. Hornsby, Musial, Pujols, 2, 3, 4 in the Cardinals order in the 4th. Wood winds, and that's a 15. So we're checking the automatic outs, but 15 is not an automatic out for the Cubs. So Hornsby's going to swing, and it's a 37. Ground out plus, and there's 1 down. Musial up. Stan is 0 for 1. 35 is a walk for Wood as a reliever. So Musial trots down to first for the 2nd time in the ball game. Here's Pujols, 2 for 2. Wood the stretch, and the delivery is a 28. That's an open result on Kerry's card. So Pujols gets to swing, and it's a 37. That's a flyout with Musial holding, and now Carpenter comes to the plate. 0 for 2 for Matt. Wood the stretch and the delivery, he walked him. So 2 on with 2 outs now. And here comes Simba. Cubs bullpen is going to get cooking just in case a change is needed. And it's going to be Joe Borowski, who I forgot even existed, but I remembered him after I looked him up. So he's going to start warming up. Simmons up, Musial at second, Carpenter at first. The pitch to Ted Simmons. Hey, struck him out, and that closes out Kerry Wood's day with his 4th strikeout. Nothing across. They leave 2 after 3.5. Cardinals 6, Cubs 2. Chris Carpenter will face Durham, Santo, and Schwarber, lefty, righty, lefty, in the Cubs' 4th. Durham 0 for 1. Pitch to Leon is an 18. That's an open result on Carpenter's card. So Durham swings, and it's a 13, and it's an FM. What is an FM, you're saying to me? That's where a flyout happens. The runner on third may try to score via the manager's decision, but you don't have to send him. So Durham's out, nobody on, so there's no chance to score anybody. Santo up. Carpenter winds and delivers. That's a 14. So we check the defense. 14 is an automatic out for St. Louis. So there's 2 gone now. And Schwarber comes to the plate. Carpenter winds and delivers. That's an open result on his card. So Schwarber swings. And hey, struck him out. Number 5 for Carpenter. After 4 complete. Cardinals 6, Cubs 2. Going to get a new pitcher for Chicago. It's going to be Joe Borowski, who was a closer, but this is franchise all-stars, so everybody does something different. He will face Edmonds, Molina, and Ozzy, 7, 8, 9, in the Cardinal 5th. Edmonds 0 for 1. The pitch from Borowski is a 38. That's an X chart. Now, pull our X chart over here and re-roll our optional X chart, and it's a 35. That is a hit batter, hit by pitch. So Edmonds gets dotted by Borowski, and now Molina comes up. Borowski, the stretch, the delivery is a 30. Oh, I want to show you this too. This is a reliever only card, so you see his column is here. He cannot start. Compare that with, well, let's grab Sutcliffe here. You can see how a starter's card is different than a reliever's card. All right, so Borowski gets a 30, which is an open result on his card, so Molina's going to swing. It's a 37, and that's a double play. So it's a rally-killing, soul-crushing double play turned by the Cubs. And with 2 outs now, it's Ozzy. Borowski, the stretch, and the delivery is a walk to Ozzy Smith. So we're going to do a stolen base attempt here. Ozzy is a 4 stealer, but remember that we saw on Jody Davis's card, he has the I rating, which means that we're going to subtract 1 from Ozzy's. Here, I'll show that to you again. Jody Davis has that I there. So what that means is that even though Ozzy's card says he's a 4 right there, on stolen base attempts, we're going to subtract 1. So he goes down to a 3. We have to look at the base we're stealing, so we're stealing second. We go from a 4 down to a 3 for Ozzy, and we roll. So Brock takes the pitch. There goes Ozzy, and it's a 32. We take the 3, we go across to 32, and we check our chart. SB means stolen base, and Ozzy steals second. So he's got a 2-out stolen base, and Brock is still at bat. Borowski the stretch and the delivery to Lou is an open result on Joe's card, so Brock swings. And if I could get my hands to work, it would be even better. 33, hey, struck him out. And that ends the 5th. We're halfway through with the score. St. Louis 6, Cubs 2. So if you're thinking strategically now, if the Cubs do get the lead, notice that you get more automatic outs the higher your defensive rating is. And you get better automatic outs that are more likely to happen. Cubs defense right now at 50 is very average. If they get the lead, they may want to make some defensive changes to increase their points on defense. The Cardinals, on the other hand, are near the top. They have 67, so there's not a lot higher they can go, but they may want to make some changes later on as well if they are leading. All right, Carpenter will try to qualify for the win by getting through 5 innings. Jody Davis, 0 for 1. The pitch from Carp is a 27. That's an open result. Oh, I'm sorry, 36. I'm looking in the wrong place. 36, open result. Davis swings. That's an 11, and that's a 2M. A 2M means a double. A runner on first can try for home via the manager's decision chart. Anytime you see that M, you know that there's going to be an opportunity to use the manager's decision chart if you want to. You don't have to. Well, there's nobody on, so Davis settles for a double. And now it'll be Sandberg. Ryan is 0 for 2. The pitch from Carpenter is a 14. That's a St. Louis automatic out. 1 down in the bottom of the 5th. Next is Buckner. Buckner's 1 for 2. Carpenter the stretch, and the delivery is a 21. That's an open result. Buckner swings, and it's a 38. That's a ground out. Now, what this means here, we check our ground out force result. Runner on second, third, or second and third. Batter out, runners hold. So we're going to put a G here. And Davis holds at second. Next is Banks, 2 for 2. For Ernie, he's accounted for all the Cubs scoring. Carpenter the stretch, checks Jody at second, the pitch home. Is a 26, and hey, struck him out. Carpenter now qualifies for the win thanks to his sixth strikeout of the game. We've played 5, and it's 6-2 Cardinals over the Cubs. All right, so we're going to get a new Cubs pitcher. And it's going to be Lindy McDaniel, the right-hander. Now, McDaniel, like Kerry Wood, is another one of those pitchers who can start or relieve, but we're going to be using his relief numbers. He will face Hornsby, Musial, and Pujols in inning number 6. He has no defensive rating, so that doesn't change the Cubs' defense at all. Hornsby's 1 for 2. The pitch to him is a 12. So we check our defense, and that is a Cubs automatic out. 1 down in the 6th. Musial coming up. He's walked twice. He's scored a run. He's 0 for 1. McDaniel's pitch is a 32. That's an open result. So Stan the man swings, and it's a 25. He walked him. Lindy McDaniel's a right-hander. And here comes Pujols. So Musial has walked 3 times. Pujols 2 for 3. 1 out, 1 on. We're in the top of the 6th. The pitch from McDaniel is a 16. That's open. So Albert swings. And it's a 13. Double with a manager's decision. So Musial is around third. So we got to check Stan's running rating, which is a 1. So now we're going to look at our manager decision chart. And we're going to send him, just because I want you to see how the manager's decision chart works. Here's Musial's running rating. Remember, on a manager decision, we don't adjust for any reason. We go with the straight speed. The reds are outs, the blues are errors, and the green is safe. So Musial's trying to score. The throw is a 32, and he scores. And Pujols advances a base on the throw. So the Cardinals running wild on the Cubs' arms. Musial scores at 7-2 St. Louis, and Pujols makes his way to third on the throw. Here comes Carpenter, 0 for 2. McDaniel, 35. Hey, struck him out. 2 down. And now Simmons, 1 for 3. McDaniel the stretch, and the delivery is a 25. That's an open result, so Ted's going to swing. And it's a 15. That's a ground out, and that will end the inning. But thanks to that Cardinal base running, they get another run. After 5.5, it's 7-2 Cardinals. I went for a little extra thump in the Cubs offense today, and it's hurting. All right, so Williams, Sosa, and Durham, lefty, righty, lefty against Carpenter in the 6th. Probably this will be Carpenter's last inning. I want to get some more relievers for St. Louis in there. Williams is 1 for 2. The pitch from Carp is a 20. That's an open result right there. Williams swings. It's a 24. That's an MS. And that's a flyout. 1 down in the 6th. Sosa's 0 for 2. He's fanned both times. Carpenter winds and delivers. Hey, struck him out. Number 7 for Carpenter, and Sammy has now earned the hat trick with 3 strikeouts. He's going to be going for the golden sombrero next time up. Ron Santo with 2 outs and nobody on. 31 is an open result on Carpenter's card. I'm sorry, Durham is up. 33, hey, struck him out. 8 strikeouts for Carpenter. He has allowed 5 hits. He's walked 1. And very effective. So we're going to the 7th with the score: St. Louis 7, Chicago 2. Lindy McDaniel's going to pitch another inning, because why not? He'll face Edmonds, Molina, and Ozzy. And maybe we'll make some switches for St. Louis. Why not? Yeah, let's see what we got here. We're making 3 changes. McGee is going to bat for Edmonds. Tim McCarver is going to bat for Molina. And Dick Grote is going to bat for Ozzy Smith. Now, I wouldn't do this ordinarily, but we're just having fun. So we're going to recalculate the defense, which is the real point of doing this, in just a minute. But McDaniel's got to get these guys faced first. Might hit for Brock and Hornsby if we get there. We'll see what happens. McGee is up. 14 is a defense check. It's not an automatic out, so we're going to swing on McGee's card. It's a 32. That's a strikeout. And that's McDaniel's second. One gone in the Cardinals' seventh. Here comes Tim McCarver. Of course, the catcher on their World Series teams of the 60s. The pitch from McDaniel's a 31. Hey, struck him out. Third one for McDaniel. And now Dick Grote, who I'm a little surprised isn't a Pittsburgh Pirate in this set, but here he is. All right, so McDaniel winds and delivers to Grote. That's a 39, so that's open. Grote will swing. It's a 36, and hey, strikes out the side. Lindy McDaniel. All right, it's time for Harry to sing, but before we do that and go to the bottom of the seventh, let's recalculate our defense. So we know what our automatic outs are. Edmonds and McGee. Edmonds is a 15, McGee's a 12, so we lose 3 there. Molina's a 14, McCarver's a 6, we lose 8 there. Ozzy's a 17, Grote's a 4, we lose 13 there. So we lose 3, 8, and 13. So we lose 24 points. So that knocks us down to a 43 on defense. What does that do to our automatic outs for St. Louis? Well, we go from having a defense of 67 with automatic outs on 12, 14, and 15 to a defense with 43 points and automatic outs only on 13 and 14. So you can see that's a pretty significant drop and may end up costing the Cardinals, but I wanted to get some bench guys in there and show you how that process worked. Bottom of the seventh, Santos, Schwarber, and Davis. Got a new Cardinal pitcher coming, because why not? And let's see who that's going to be. We're going to do... Oh, boy. We're going to do Al Raboski, the Mad Hungarian, who's another one of those guys with no starting opportunities. He's just a straight reliever. His defense is a 0, so it doesn't affect anything that way. And we're just going to be looking in his relief column. So Carpenter goes 6, Raboski takes over. And I'm sure you know, if you're watching this, Raboski was a left-hander, but the card tells us so right there as well in case we don't know. All right, so it's Santo leading off. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. Cardinals 7, Cubs 2. The pitch to Santo. To 29, hey, struck him out. Broccoli, cauliflower medley, gas. Now it's Schwarber. I'm going to hit for Schwarber because I don't like Schwarber facing left-handed pitchers. So we're not going to let him do that. So we're going to go to the Cub bench. Schwarber is our DH, so the position doesn't really matter. And just for grins, we're going to go with Hack Wilson. A good DH candidate from way before there were DHs. So Hack Wilson will bat for Schwarber, won't affect the defense. Raboski to Wilson is a 36. That's an open result. So Wilson's going to swing. And that's a 29, and that's to center and deep. Back goes Willie McGee, and it's gone. Hack Wilson comes off the bench with some instant offense. 7-3 Cardinals now, and Jody Davis comes to the plate. Harry's up there singing about Jody. 1 for 2. Raboski winds and delivers. That's an open result, so Jody's going to swing. And it's a 34. Hey, struck him out. 2 strikeouts for the Mad Hungarian now. And Sandberg, 7-3 Cardinals, bottom of the 7th. Pitch from Raboski is open, 24. So Sandberg's going to swing. And MS against the left-handed pitcher. That's a flyout, and that will end the inning. After 7 complete, Cardinals 7, Cubs 3. Got a new Cubs pitcher coming. And we'll have, who are we going to do? We're going to do, oh, I know who we'll do. We're going to do Randy Myers, one of the nasty boys who had some big years with the Cubs. So Myers is on. Lindy McDaniel went 2 innings, allowed 1 hit, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts, 1 run. It was earned. So Myers will face Brock, Hornsby, and Musial unless I make changes. Lefty here. Myers' defense is a 0. The pitch to Brock is a 37. That's an open result. Brock swings. That's a 16, and that's to left and deep. Look at Brock toward the foul pole, and Brock, it's gone. 8-3 Cardinals. They get their run right back as Brock homers off the left-hander. Now it's Hornsby. Now here's a situation where I was talking about before. You might want to make defensive changes. Now I depleted the Cardinal defense not so last inning. So now I have a chance to bump it a little bit. And so we're going to do that. I'm going to use a modern player here. Colton Wong. So I'm going to do something that I would never do, and that is have Wong pinch hit for Hornsby, but they're up 8-3, and his defense is much better, so I'll go with the lefty-lefty matchup. Ordinarily, I'd just have Hornsby bat and then put Wong in on defense, but why not? We'll let Colton get in at bat. So that's it for Hornsby's day. He goes 1 for 3. All right. And then we'll recalculate our defense after the inning. Musial on deck. Pitch from Myers is open on a 25. So Wong's going to swing, and hey, struck him out. 1 gone. Musial up, 3 walks, 0 for 1. 25 is an open result on Myers' card. Musial swings, and it's a base hit. The lefties are hitting Myers, which is actually not too far from what happened in real life. Myers, I think, was usually better against righties than lefties. Pujols up, 3 for 4. The pitch, 22, is a walk. First and second now, and here comes Carpenter. Myers looking for a double play grounder. Matt's 0 for 3. The pitch from Myers is an open result. Carpenter swings. It's a 22. It's an MS. And an MS. Runner on third scores. Other runners may attempt to advance via manager's decision. I'm going to hold him there. And now it's Simmons with 2 outs and 2 on. 8-3 Cardinals. Pitch to Ted is a 22, and he walked him. The bases are dripping with Cardinals now. But 2 outs for Willie McGee. Oh for 1 for Willie in the game. The pitch from Myers. Hey, struck him out. Second time McGee has struck out in 2 innings. Second strikeout for Myers. But he gives up an insurance run on a home run to Brock to lead off the inning. So after 7.5, the Cardinals lead 8-3. Now Raboski is done. So it's going to be a new reliever for the Cardinals. And I know who we'll use. Here he is. Todd Worrell will take over and do the 8th inning. He was a right-hander. He has no defensive rating. Right-hander. And he's only a reliever, so we're looking in that column. It'll be Buckner, Banks, and Williams, lefty, righty, lefty, in the Cubs half of inning number 8. Buckner is 1 for 3. The pitch to Billy Buck is a 28 flyout. On Worrell's card is 1 down. Banks, 2 for 3, homered in the 3rd. The pitch to Ernie is a 35. It's an open result on Worrell. Banks swings, and that's an MS. Next is Williams. Williams is 1 for 3, 2 outs, bottom of the 8th. Worrell's pitch is a 15. Oh, we didn't recalculate. All right, so Wong is 5 defensive points better than Hornsby, which bumps us to a 48. So we look on our defense chart. 11, 12, and 13 become the automatic outs. For a 48, 11, 12, and 13 are the automatic outs. Well, we rolled a 15, so it's not an automatic out. Williams swings on his card, and it's a 23, and that's an MS. So it's a fly out, and that ends the 8th inning. So we go to the 9th with your score. Cardinals 8, Cubs 3. Gonna bring in Lee Smith to get an inning of work. Not a save situation. They're not even leading the game. So Smith, right-handed pitcher, no defensive rating. Coming up for the Cardinals, it's McCarver, Grote, and then the top with Brock, who has turned into one of the hitting stars of the game. McCarver's 0 for 1. 33 is a walk. Trots down to first, and here comes Dick Grote. Smith the stretch, and the delivery to the Cardinal shortstop is a 32. That's an open result. So Grote swings, and it's a 23, and that's a base hit. Now, what's a 1A? Aside from being incredibly eligible for the draft, what is a 1A? Well, we'll look on our chart. 1A means single, runners advance 2 bases. So we got Cardinals at the corners. Lee Smith is turning into an arsonist, throwing gas on the fire, and Brock comes to the plate. Working on a 2 for 5 day is Lou. Smith the stretch, and the delivery is a 36. That's an open result on Smith's card, so Brock swings, and it's a 17. He corks it. Gonna be a double. That's gonna score McCarver. Grote stops at third, and it's 9-3 Cardinals, with Colton Wong coming to the plate for his second at bat. Smith the stretch, the delivery to Wong, that's a 13, which is a Cubs automatic out. So there's one down. Still at second and third. Musial comes to the plate. Stan is 1 for 2. 25 is open on Smith's card. Musial swings, and it's a 39. SF. All right, so we look at our chart. You can probably guess what this is. Out, runner on third scores, if not the third out. So it's a sac fly. Grote tags and scores. And it's 10-3 Cardinals. But there's 2 outs in the top of the ninth now for Pujols. 3 for 4 for Albert. He's got 4 ribbies. The pitch from Smith is a 28. Hey, struck him out. So that ends the ugly ninth inning. They get 2 runs on 2 hits and leave 1. So after 8.5, Cardinals 10, Cubs 3. Bottom of the ninth coming. Worrell is done, so they're going to go with the big man out of the Cardinal bullpen, who could be actually out of the Cub bullpen. It's Bruce Sutter. Sutter, right-handed pitcher, +0 on the defense. Okay, so who's coming up? It's Sosa, Durham, and Santo, righty, lefty, righty, against Sutter. Now, Sammy, of course, is going for the golden sombrero. 4 strikeouts in a game, so got to see if Bruce is going to get him on one of those split-finger fastballs. Bruce winds and delivers to Sammy. It's a 35. It's an open result. Sammy swings, and it's a double play. I'm going to put it in parentheses because it's not really a double play, but it does show you how often they pop up. And now Durham, 0 for 3. 1 out, bottom of the ninth. Cubs need 7 to keep it alive. Sutter winds and delivers. It's a 15. That's not an automatic out anymore for the Cardinals. Durham swings. It's a 10, and he launches it. It's a 2+. Any runners would score, but there's nobody on, so Durham gets himself a 1-out double in the bottom of the ninth. Here comes Santo. Ron is 0 for 2. Pitch from Sutter. Hey, struck him out. 2 gone. Hack Wilson. I don't love the righty-righty matchup. I want to give Hack a try for another homer. Sutter the stretch, the delivery, 21. Open result on Sutter's card. 24 is a 1A, a base hit. And that's going to score Durham. Look at Hack Wilson driving in runs, as I suppose is fitting. Drives home Durham, it's 10-4. Now Jody Davis with Sutter. And I'm going to hit for Davis, I think. Yeah, I am. I got just the guy. I'm going to hit for Davis with Anthony Rizzo. So Rizzo bats for Davis. He is the last chance saloon for the Cubs. On deck is Sandberg. Sutter the stretch, checks Wilson at first. The delivery is a 20. That's an open result on Sutter's card. And a 33. Hey, struck him out, and that ends the ball game. Cubs get a run on 2 hits and leave 1. Let me know if you like this, if you have questions. This is Superstar Baseball. All of the links are in the description for this video. Give you the totals before we depart. For the victorious Cardinals, 10 runs on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hits and no errors. Cubs, 4 runs, 8 hits, and they committed no errors. Winning pitcher, Chris Carpenter. Losing pitcher, Rick Sutcliffe. No save in the game. Thanks for being with me. Superstar Baseball. Let me know if you want to see more in the comments. Thank you, my friends. Have a wonderful day. So long, everybody.